Hey, what's up guys? Joker here. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be testing out and giving our first impressions of Back for Blood. This is from Turtle Rock Studios, who I'll talk about a little bit after the ad break. But real quickly, this is just the starting up of the game, and I'll be playing through one of the chapters in what's in the beta anyway. Thanks to NVIDIA for supplying out this code. Let's go ahead real quick and jump into the options menu though, and I'll show you that I was running max settings at 4K on my 3080 Ti. These are the exact settings that I was using, because you've got motion blur, chromatic aberration disabled, AMD FX quality is on, or adaptive FX quality is on, I should say. VSync is set to off, limit FPS is off, and then everything is turned up to the highest that it goes up to epic. We've got post-processing, textures, effects, shadows, and foliage. There is also a toggle for DirectX 12 as well as DirectX 11, and you can also use AMD's Fidelity FX sharpening if you want to do so. And we've got a resolution scale slider, which is very nice. And this game does support DLSS. And actually, for anti-aliasing, you can run it off, FXAA, temporal, or NVIDIA DLSS, which has got all of the usual suspects of quality, balanced performance, and ultra performance. But honestly, you really don't need I don't really see anyone needing DLSS to run this game unless they have like a 2060 and they want to play it 4K maxed out. That's pretty much the only use case, because this game runs phenomenal. It's on the Unreal Engine and it runs just as well. Well, probably not just as well as Left 4 Dead, but that's a pretty dated game, but it runs pretty friggin' well, as you'll be seeing here in just a moment. Did you just finish building a sweet gaming rig only to have this happen to you? Not to worry, because your CD Key has you covered with Windows 10 Pro licenses for under $18. And if you head over there right now, you could save 20% off with my code JPD20 at checkout. You'll receive your key within seconds, and then just click the start button and type activate to find the Windows activation screen, and all you got to do then is paste your code in. For more info as well as that coupon code, be sure to check out the links down in the description below. So this is the start of, I believe it's the second or the third area of what's in the beta. I don't know how many campaigns are going to be in the final game or whatever, but it seems like the beta is, I believe it's one campaign, which typically, if you remember Left 4 Dead games, are like usually 4 or 5 parts. And this was the second or the third part that I was playing last evening, actually. I usually would have done commentary directly as I was recording, but I was actually drinking last night. And I don't even really remember what happened during this gameplay session, except that the game ran really well. As you can see, obviously, we're getting like 120, 130 frames per second, 4K native, completely maxed out, no DLSS or nothing. Like, yeah, could put on DLSS and, it'll run even better. But as I said at the start there, it's going to be some very specific use cases where you would even realistically need to use DLSS in a game that runs as well as this. So yeah, if you know the Left 4 Dead developers Turtle Rock, then you'll understand why this game looks like a straight up Left 4 Dead clone or quote unquote ripoff, which is because it's their game. I mean, they can't really rip themselves off. I mean, Left 4 Dead was Turtle Rock's thing. They started it. We've seen a bunch of other games come out that have tried to mimic it, things like Vermintide and other games with varying degrees of success. I would say Vermintide was at the higher end of the success, poll there, the scale of success, rather. But yeah, this is from Turtle Rock. They used to develop the games, for like Valve and all of that, but now they went off on their own. They joined Warner, actually. So Warner is publishing this. And it was developed by Turtle Rock, the people that made the Left 4 Dead series, and then eventually Evolve, which was their last game to come out, which obviously did not meet the critical and praise of the public that they had hoped for, mostly because the game was mired in microtransactions before the game even came out, which, people found out about. And this was kind of early on where microtransactions had really begun to become a thing where you had to be concerned about it. And Evolve was like the Star Wars Battlefront 2 before there was a Star Wars Battlefront 2. Like, people heard about microtransactions, they saw like what was going to be charged for and how much was being charged for certain things, and they were just like, yeah, I'm not buying that game. And people never got over it. I believe Evolve even eventually got given away for free. I believe eventually it was a free to play game with microtransactions, which is kind of what it should have been from the start if that's what they were going to do. But the fact is, they were charging, I believe, $60 for it. and then having like free-to-play microtransactions or fee-to-pay, as Jim Sterling would call it, Major Sterling. Major James Stephanie Sterling. Thank God for him. But yeah, this hopefully this doesn't fall into that pattern of the microtransactions, as this is going to be a full-fledged $60 release on consoles as well as on PC. And so far, my impressions of playing the game is it's Left 4 Dead. Like, it is Left 4 Dead. Like, the animations, the characters, the mechanics, everything for the most part is Left 4 Dead. If they came out with a Left 4 Dead 3, this is what it would be. I imagine Turtle Rock has kind of advanced the formula a little bit, adding in some new features like this card system, which seems to work sort of like a perk almost. Like basically before the match, you set your cards and everything like that, and they'll give you some extra stat buffs and things along those lines. But otherwise, this is very much a straightforward co-op zombie shooter. If you played Left 4 Dead, you've played Back 4 Blood. They even use the number 4 just like Left 4 Dead did. This is Left 4 Dead in every single way other than name. And that's fine. As I said, this is Left 4 Dead is Turtle Rock's thing. They made Left 4 Dead. If anyone is entitled to make a Left 4 Dead clone, if you can even call it that, then it is them. And that's what they've done. They have made Left 4 Dead, but they couldn't call it Left 4 Dead. And they couldn't use the same character names and all that. I mean, they probably could get away with character names as long as the characters didn't line up exactly. Like, I doubt you're not going to see a one-to-one version of Francis, but you may end up with a character that's kind of like Francis, or Coach, or any of the other characters in the game, which I can't recall right now. But yeah, that's the bottom line, is if you like Left 4 Dead, you're going to like this. This beta is going on right now. I believe you have to pre-order in order to get into it, and very happy. Just talking on the performance, I'm very happy with the performance of the game, especially since it's on Unreal Engine, and Unreal Engine can be a little bit of a crapshoot with games. I mean, look no further than The Ascent that recently came out. That's an Unreal Engine game, and it runs like a bag of dog shit and has had tons of issues at launch. And Turtle Rock has knocked it out of the park and done really well with the optimization. I mean, granted, this game is nowhere near as visually stimulating or taxing or costly, let's say, as something like The Ascent or other games that have used the Unreal Engine. But, this is definitely looks, I'd say graphically it looks better than Left 4 Dead. They've definitely pushed the visuals up a bit. It's definitely not the best game that's ever come out, like, graphically speaking. But, neither was Left 4 Dead for its time. It's all about the gameplay. It's about hopping on with your buddies, having a fun co-op experience, shooting zombies in the head, and, dumping thousands and thousands of bullets, and hopefully getting to that sweet, sweet safe room, and locking the door behind you, and grabbing a health pack, healing up, and then grabbing another one before someone else has the opportunity to grab one, even though they may need to heal as well. It's your right and your privilege to steal all the health packs for yourself, so that you always have top health, and you can worry about reviving them later. If they end up dying during the course of combat, that's on them. That's on them. That's their problem. Other people gotta deal with their own problems. Gotta deal with your own problems. Being joking, of course. I'm being a little sarcastic. But yeah, Back 4 Blood. I believe this is having an open beta. I heard it was somewhere around the 12th. I could be wrong about that, but I believe this is getting an open beta soon. Probably. I think that would be like next weekend, wouldn't it? So it seems like this weekend is a closed beta for pre-orders or people that were invited by the developers or whoever. As I said, I requested a code from NVIDIA because they sent out like a email like saying, oh, here's our new game, it's got DLSS, and I was just like, I'd like to test that out. And then I tested it, and I was just like, oh, it's got DLSS, and NVIDIA gave me the code, but it doesn't even need DLSS because the game runs so well already. So you've got that to look forward to. If your concerns are about performance at all with Back 4 Blood, I would not worry about it at all. If you're a fan of Left 4 Dead or Vermintide and you like these types of co-op shooters, then you're going to like this game quite a bit if you're into those at all. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Leave a thumbs up, and I will catch you all next time. Ciao.